The situation we are facing here in Kumba is of such gravity that it affects the nation. It affects what we have seen, the trouble that the Southwest and Northwest have faced for several years now. But what happened here in Kumba yesterday highlighted the wickedness, the madness, the craziness of what many have been facing. But no one ever expected that it could go this far. I reflect and I sometimes think about the ability of anyone, any human being raising a gun, pointing it at a girl child at point blank range and actually pressing the trigger. The sequence of thought is just unimaginable. How do you shoot a child? How do you get into a school, walk in and shoot defenseless little children? 6 girls shot point blank range and a boy. Now, so far it's been numbers. 7 dead, 13 injured. It's just numbers to many people. But I wanted to use this opportunity to put names to those numbers, to put parents to those numbers, to put real life human beings to those numbers, and then let's all reflect, let Cameroon reflect, let the people reflect at the gravity of what Kumba witnessed here yesterday. It is not just a tragedy for Kumba. It's not just a tragedy for the Southwest region or for the Meme division. It is a tragedy for the nation. And I think as time goes on, you might find that there's a call for this sort of protest that you see here, the walk, the peace march you saw here today. There are those who are even calling for such a peace march in Douala. There are those who are calling for such a peace march in Yaoundé, because it is a national problem. When one part of the nation is hit in this despicable way, it becomes a matter for the entire nation. And I think it's in that context we begin to see what really happened. And we don't want to say Kumba, this beautiful city of Kumba, will be remembered for a tragedy. We pray that what is coming out from here, these lives that have been lost will not have been lost for nothing, but they will remain martyrs and a point of reference of once upon a time a madness that happened amongst our people, and that should just be once upon a time, never to repeat itself again. I would read the names and talk not too much about it. I'm focused on just one name, and which is very particular. There were the 6 girls. We have here Anangim Jennifer, born in 2009. Ngemone Princess, born in 2008. Che Telma Changui. There's Zakami Rima, born in 2011. And there's Shenta Cindy. All girls. Imagine for people to shoot at young students, point blank range in a classroom. Words cannot explain it. Then there's a boy, Victory Kamimbong Gamenyi, born at 16th of April 2009. This case, sometimes we pray. When I reflected about the ecumenical service we had here in Kumba and heard about this tragedy, and I kept asking myself, oh Lord, how could this be? How could this be? Well, God's ways are not man's ways. We cannot. And then when I heard this particular case of Victory, this boy, 11 years old, was born to Pastor Chamangwa Boniface Gamenyi. He's a pastor. He waited nearly 9 years praying for a child. It is his only child. And he felt blessed when a boy child was given to him. It was a blessing, and that's why his name is Victory. It was victory for the Lord. It was victory, the joy of his heart. He knew that it is his only child at the same. And when you start putting faces and you put the extent of this tragedy, you now begin to understand not just what people have been facing in Kumba, not what they're facing in the southwest region, Meme division, all these villages that we, in Meme, facing the most drastic host. Other parts might be going ahead with their life. Life is going on, trading is happening there. But I think the time really, let this mark a time where other parts of the country truly start feeling at what is happening in the southwest and northwest region. And let other parts, even of the southwest region, who might have a bit more calm than Meme, start feeling for Meme division. And for me, as fond of Kumba and paramount ruler of the Bafo tribes across the villages, and it is particularly poignant for me. It is particularly touching. It is particular. I made it a point from the time I was enthroned and my father abdicated. I wondered what I would do. I thought, I don't need this, I'll stay in Douala and so on. But the minute that responsibility came on me, I made that decision to be coming to Kumba despite what people call the security risk. And many people told me, oh, it's too dangerous to come to Kumba. I decided to come. Last night I came, and here I am, and I'll continue to be coming. And I pray that other people who are in other parts, other elites who are in other parts of the country, should stop being run out of town by fear. Fear, it's a dangerous thing. It is fear that made children not to go to school. It is fear that made 4 years lost in the education of our loved ones. It is fear that has run people, the elite and those industrious people out of the city. It is fear that has driven companies away. It is true. It's a security risk. But a time must come, and this is such a time like this, when people must sit down and say, if children can be killed in cold blood in a classroom, we have to say enough is enough. If they want to kill us all, let them go ahead. But we have to say enough is enough. Even if all the bullets get finished, we say enough is enough. Because we cannot stand by and watch this carnage take place amongst us, and we are indifferent about it. We cannot. It's those children today, the parents are here. King Joseph lost a daughter. Zakami Julius lost a daughter. Nzulefak Kingslingu lost a daughter. Chair Francis lost a daughter. Gwanya Claude lost a daughter. These are real people. People like you and I. Imagine our own children. 11-year-old child in school, takes the packed lunch, goes to school, only to hear that she's no more. What would you say? Can we stand by and allow such a thing to just rest as another story? It is not another story. And that is why I'm calling. I took this opportunity to talk to you, the press, as I'm here today, to say it is not another story. Each of these children are beautiful human beings, given by God, only for their lives to be so untimely seized by such reckless violence. And you of the press, I beg you to write the story, put the picture